Hey, so I was practicing with this app called Humanome that Wayne Krantz created some months ago. It's $2.99, and I'm not a salesman. I'm just letting you know because I do think that this is a very helpful app to improve your ability to listen. So when we're practicing with a metronome or a drum machine, or if we're playing with a drummer live or in a rehearsal, in order for you to be in the groove, in the pocket, in the time, as it's being defined by the devices or by the drummer or bass player, or really anyone that you're playing with that is trying to create a groove with you. You really have to listen. You really have to listen to the external source, whatever the external source is. And any moment where you're not listening, any beat where you're not listening, could potentially and likely get you out of the time, get you out of the groove, out of the pocket, and that affects the overall effect of the music. If you're improvising, you know, it's a moment to moment action, and so therefore you have to be in every moment. So anyways, Humanome helps you to practice getting better as a listener to an external source that's keeping time. So basically, hold on a second. This is what the main, I hope it's not too glary. Yeah. So this is the main page for the app, and you have 5 different speeds. Yeah, this is glary, I'm sorry. You have 5 different speeds, and then you have 5 different settings, or excuse me, 4 different settings that will basically, within a certain tempo, will create different effects in terms of how slow or how fast it'll go. So the idea here is, rather than a metronome that's just sitting at the same spot, this is going to go up, come back down, maybe dip down, come back up a little bit, maybe dip down again, go back up. So it's constantly changing. And the idea is, as it's changing, in order for you to stay with it, you have to listen to it. Otherwise, you're going to be all screwed up. And one of the nice things that this does as well is it marks the beginning of, I think it's every 4 bars. It might be every 8 bars. I think it's every 4 bars. It has an accent at the beginning of each 4-bar phrase. And that also helps strengthen your ability to hear the 4-bar phrases. And that's maybe like a whole other video to get into, talking about that. That's been kind of a massive part of what's helped me to improvise in a way that feels stronger. Anyways, yeah, that's a whole other video. So, you know, in these videos, I'm going to occasionally, I already have and will continue to reference Wayne Krantz, because out of all the teachers I've had, out of all the musicians I can think of, he's had the biggest impact on me musically and personally. And I've continued to study with him for many years. He was my teacher at Berklee College of Music for a couple semesters, and he just had a massive impact on me, so and continues to do so. Anyways, so there's also this setting called in Humanome, which I don't actually use or haven't used at all, so I probably should have before talking about this. But basically, as far as I understand it, it's just even crazier in terms of how slow it'll get or how fast it'll get. Basically, no human would go to these drastic tempo changes. But I think that's sort of the idea is to just be able to hang on to dear life as it's going these crazy different tempos. Yeah, there's a couple other features, but the main one is that I just use the 5 different tempos, and then I use the 4 different intensities, and that alone to me is enough to help me practice becoming better as a listener to an external source. And you'll notice also, if you practice with it for a while, that it not only helps you with your ability to connect with the metronome or a drummer or some kind of rhythmic or timekeeping device. It also helps you to hear, like for instance, like loops you might create for yourself, like chord progressions or a riff or a vamp or something. You'll start noticing that you become better at listening to that as well, and that's huge. I mean, that's a huge plus for your musicianship, to be able to just become a better listener at whatever it is that you're trying to play with. So I recommend it. I just started practicing with it again. When it first came out, I was practicing with it and noticed the benefits, and then kind of got away from it. And now I'm getting back into it and digging it. I'll spend, I think each one's about 2 minutes or so, like each cycle. So I'll do maybe all 5 settings. So it doesn't take that long to get through all of it, and really it doesn't take much, from my experience anyways, to notice an improvement. Anyways, yeah, so I thought I would share that with you guys, and like I said, it's only $2.99. It's available for Android and Apple, and the various devices. So yeah, hope you found that useful and helpful, and I hope you get it. If you do get it, let me know, and you practice with it, let me know how it's going for you. Wayne also has on YouTube a video talking about the app, so you can check out that. Just type in his name and Humanome and it'll come up. Alright guys, I'll talk to you soon.